What up guys, Kelvin here. Today we're gonna be looking at employees reveal secrets they hide from customers, okay? They are pretty crazy. So be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Let's get this video to maybe 50 likes, that would be amazing. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram, KelvinNeat1995. Link will be in the description below. And yeah, let's get right in with the show. Cell phone store. Customer return perfectly good phones all the time. We were told to sell the box as brand new. First time activation and purposely leave out the fact that they had in fact already been activated and taken home within 48 hours. Oh my goodness. I'll be pissed if I buy a phone full price and it was even slightly used. I let those phones get dusty and will never sell them just to spread that stupid policy. Holy crap, what if you bought a $1,000 iPhone and it was already used for like 24 hours and someone returned it? And they sold it as brand new. That is just not right, $1,000 phone. Man, they already been opened. No. Domino Pizza Tracker isn't accurate. Employee can enter crap on the computer to make your order to appear at a different stage than it actually is. The whore. Seriously, 2 weeks ago I ordered Domino's for the last time in my life. After 10 minutes it was on delivery. 45 minutes later I call and ask, hey, where's my food? She put the phone down for 15 seconds without muting it, I might add. Yeah, the driver just left. Call back another 45 minutes later, different person pick up, hey, I've been waiting over an hour and a half. Where is my pizza? Oh, I am so sorry, that driver was in an accident, we are remaking it. Pizza arrives after 2 hours and 15 minutes. Hey, this ticket says the pizza was done 2 hours ago. Delivery guy, oh no, we put the time in our back so they get out sooner. This crap is cold. It's been 2.5 hours when it said it was out 2 hours ago. I am complaining to the corporate and doing a chargeback on my credit card. Tips him for bringing it, slams door. I call corporate as soon as they open. They tell me, oh yeah, we have had a lot of complaints about that location. Thanks for the input. Hang up. I work at a UPS store on a military base. When package came back to use for whatever reason, we always told UPS that we donate the content to on-base thrift store. We keep office supply stuff, but that never happened. One kept package all his belongings at our store and shipped them prior to leaving for deployment. This was at the start of the Afghan war. He didn't check his shipment label right, and about 3 weeks after it said it came back to us as denied. We held it for a few months, expecting him to come back. After waiting, my boss told me to open it and take whatever I wanted out of it, trash everything else. So I opened it and it was like a dream come true. Every game system, stack of games, expensive watches, all sorts of good crap. It didn't feel right. Went in on my day off after hours, looked more inside the box, found a small address book with numbers, got in contact with his parents and explained who I was, how I got their number. Ended up generating a label that night for it and shipped all this guy's stuff out on the store's dime. Boss was pissed as hell with me for doing that. Good for you, man. I think you did the right thing, okay? I bet that guy, he was freaking out because he got a lot of valuable stuff in the box. As a tattoo artist, oftentimes apprentices at the end of their apprenticeship will start to tattoo paying customers. And for a few tattoo shops, the apprenticeship are much shorter than they need to be. So if you're getting tattooed by someone who seems to be young or they seem inexperienced, they probably are, and they are probably still in their apprenticeship. But the shop will tell you they are actual artists. Do your research when thinking about getting a tattoo, and don't be afraid to wait months or even years for the right artist for you. It will save you from really crappy tattoo. Yeah, so if you guys are thinking about getting tattooed, just find a guy that is like middle age or look really old. He probably have a lot of experience, okay? You don't want any guys that is really young, have a baby face. They might be really good, but the experience is not at the level, you know what I'm saying though? We sell software and we have a page that has instructions for setting it up Linux server, but after basically all we know about the OS and as much as any of us actually care to learn it. If asked, the going policy is that our Linux specialist is out this week, but we will totally refresh what we know by going over the page with you. So basically these guys, they have no idea what they're doing and they just pretending that they know what they are doing. I have worked at 2 fast food restaurants in my life. At each one, the only time that the food safety protocol was followed or enforced was the day that the health inspector was coming to grade us. And I should also note that both stores received 100% every time the health inspector came. Edit number 2. Obviously, every restaurant is different. It all comes down to the management. The store I work at were all about getting food out the door as fast as possible, with the smallest number of people working as possible. That lead to cutting corners. Not all restaurants, even fast food, are like that, dot. My point in posting was that even though they appear clean or have a high score posted for their health inspection, that doesn't mean they are following all the guidelines set in place for them. Yeah, especially McDonald's, okay? You can go to some McDonald's stores, oh my god, their kitchen is horrible. But I trust Chick-fil-A. Every single Chick-fil-A kitchen is super clean and the food is always very healthy. Our sales price are just normal price. Had to stock some pressure washer a few months back. They are $199 each when scanned. The next day I had to put it up more, scanned them, and they sold it as $279 each. Couple weeks later they are on sale for $199 each. Yeah, a lot of retail stores does that often, so every time you buy something, be sure to check it online. Make sure that you find the cheapest price. I work in a deli and bakery currently. All our food is frozen and they want me to call it and fresh, baked and stored every day. Dude was frozen for 3 months dog for an hour and then cooked. It is no better than anything else you get from the freezer section, and in many cases the freezer section is higher quality stuff. That is just sucking. So they can actually put fresh made every day even though they are frozen for like 3 months. That is totally illegal. Hopefully they get like some jail time for that crap, you know. Not now, but back when I worked as an aide at a nursing home, we were forbidden from telling patients we were short-staffed. We were, and it was the fault of administration because they were trying to save money. But literally, the resident would be yelling at us because their shower was late or whatever, and we were supposed to just act like it was because we were lazy. Weren't allowed to tell them it was because I had the entire wing by myself. The administrator was sick of having angry family members calling to complain and decided we should take the brunt of it instead. That is just totally unfair. You know, you are short-staffed, so the service is just not gonna be great. And then the administrator just gonna blame the nurse aide even though it's not their fault because they are like short-staffed, you know, they're outnumbered. The restroom, I work at a small private-owned pet store. It is the most trashy store ever, and the restroom is a room with a toilet, water heater, and bucket. To use it, you have to go through the back room, which is where we keep the rats and stuff. Basically, it is employee only. Well, one lady asked to use the restroom. We let her, and she stole a turtle that was being soaked in the sink on her way out. We caught her stuffing it in her bra, but she got away. What the heck? Someone stole a turtle and put it in the bra? Oh my goodness, that turtle gonna bit that nipple, you know, that's not a good idea. Now if a customer asks if we have a bathroom, I have to say no. Not in my current job, but when I work in retail, we have to process waste food off the floor. Waste food being fresh items that have been reduced on their use by date and then wasted or removed from our stock level. Because the company didn't want customers to see how much food was wasted, it was a lot. We could process damaged items on floor or items that had been taken out of the fridge and dumped elsewhere by customers but not out of the date or end of life products. We did try giving our waste food to a local homeless shelter, but head office stopped it because it wasn't viable, which I took it to mean that there wasn't any money in it for the head office. So I pushed it, and that they said they were worried there might be a lawsuit against the company for giving out of date food to people. We could accidentally poison somebody. I am talking trolleys of food. Liquids were poured away and written off. Food was placed in the bin bag and thrown in huge bins around the back of the store that were locked to stop people digging through it. Some of my colleagues would pour bleach or industrial strength floor cleaner over it too. I had a problem with wasting so much food and thought it was the excuse head office gave for not allowing us to donate was rubbish. It was all about the bottom line for them. The company itself make a lot of noise about how environmental friendly and green they are and how much work they do for charity, when behind the scene it wasn't like that at all. They had a really crappy attitude toward their staff in general too. I was glad to get out of there. Food retail is the worst retail sector to work in. I think from reading the text, they are basically throwing away food that is perfectly eatable, They are not like outdated or stuff. It just maybe almost like a day outdated, it's still good, but they are throwing away because it's not making any money. Every day, where do I even start? Really? The only thing I am allowed to tell the customer is their speed about the place and where the restaurant is. I really wish I could help people more than I can, but management actually trained me to actively hide things from the people. Literally, I am supposed to make the customer lives harder. If I don't do it to management approval, they go and hide even more things. Then again, I work in an escape room. Oh my goodness, escape room, of course, you gotta hide everything. That was so unexpected. At the hotel I work at, if a guest found a stray bed bug, all staff were instructed to neither confirm nor deny that it was an actual bed bug. Word games were not fun. Man, if I found a bed bug in my hotel room, man, I'll be out of there in 5 minutes, okay? These are dangerous. I experienced that firsthand. Went to a convention that was infested with cockroaches, connected a few in a cup, and went to the front desk to complain. They reassured me that what I saw was just harmless water bug and that there was no roaches anywhere in the hotel. None. Zero. Nada. Had to ask them if they'd be fine with me releasing these harmless bug in the lobby, and the moment I said that, they froze and realized there was nothing they could say or do. It is bed bugs and they are like acting like it's water bug, like it's harmless. No, bro, if a bed bug bit you, you're gonna be in the hospital, okay? You're gonna have some infection. My last job was a white label help desk. You had to hide the fact that your company exists at all from the customer. You had to pretend you were from whatever company the customer was using for their IT. I worked at a big store in the Netherlands, and at the end of every advertisement week, we had to make sure that the shelves are almost empty so it will look like almost everything sold out and the product we sell are popular. In reality, we still have a lot in the stock room, but this way people will buy it faster because 1, it is on sale, 2, it is almost sold out, and 3, it is a popular product. Number 4, they think the company as a whole is doing a great job. It isn't really a big secret, but I thought it is quite funny. I think Walmart does that too, especially on like big holidays. They will take away most of the stuff and look like it has been sold out. This is true of academia in general, but you have no idea how much money textbook companies spend on wooing professors. Just to give a couple examples, the last time I went to the big conference in my field, which was held in Atlanta that year, Bedford St. Martin rented out the Atlanta Braves Stadium, buses everyone at the conference there, about 2,000 people, gave us a free buffet that stretched through 3 rooms. We were out in the box seats with an open bar, and they opened out all the games in the back hallway for us to play. Pearson's party was far more modest. They rented out the Coke Stadium, gave us all free tours, and their free buffet only stretched through 1 freaking room, but with much classier food, but still had an open bar. Just in case you were wondering why those textbooks of yours were so expensive. Oh my goodness, bring back memories. When I was in college, I was paying like $300 for a textbook. $300. That is ridiculous. I used to work for IBM. It was well known within IBM that all projects would be significantly understaffed. This meant that the people working on those projects would work their behind off. We are all salary employees, so we made no more money by working 80 hours per week compared to the normal 40 hours per week. IBM did make more money, however, since all our projects were billed as time and material, effectively hourly. When some internal people started complaining about the excessive overtime, IBM offered them on the option of becoming an hourly employee. This meant that they no longer had access to healthcare, 401k, but they would be making significantly more money. In some cases, more than doubling their previous salary, since they would be getting paid for every hour worked. IBM didn't think many people would choose the hourly option, thinking that their benefit plan was enough to keep people there as salary employees. Of those that were offered the option, something like 95% 99% chose to become hourly. Every single person that chose the hourly option was fired within 1 month. That meant that some projects were already understaffed or even more understaffed. Many projects were canceled or delayed because IBM chose to use these employees as an example of what happens when you complain too loudly. IBM, man, you're such a sketchy company. You're like a $1 billion company and you can't even treat your employees right. Man, shame on you. I don't even use IBM computer. The garlic butter was put on our pizza crust is in fact garlic margarine. There's no dairy in it at all. There is no dairy in it at all. I'll get customers calling in every once in a while who ask for soy cheese and no garlic butter. And if I'm feeling nice, I'll let them in on the secret they can enjoy that garlic and goodness without worrying. Garlic butter just sounds more appetizing than the truth. You don't have to get a GED, it's just one type of high school equivalency, but GED is synonymous with that concept so people don't know there's other options. Person like it that way because they can charge $120 per test, with most of the money going to person. Person doesn't want you to know that depending on the availability, you can also take the HIST or the TASC battery of tests for half of the price or less. Until a few years ago, before person stepped in, the GED cost $10 to $20 in most places. Edit, not all colleges accept all forms of high school equivalency, and often the HISET or TASC can be almost as expensive as the GED. Unfortunately, it is complicated and you have to do your own research. Depending on where you live, you might be screwed either way. Added context because I didn't expect this to blow up. For decades, the GED was dirt cheap because people who need a GED are usually broke, and then magically when education giant person sold out, everybody had to charge 10 times as much because one of the easiest ways to get rich in America is to exploit poor people. Big, greedy corporations, okay, they just want to squeeze the heck out of poor people. One of my Facebook friends interviewed for a teaching position at the school district I work for. She was nervous and awaited the news with 100% more anxiety than she should have. The teacher shortage we have here is so bad we will pretty much take anyone that completed their certification, including people that have just obtained it and have never stepped foot in a classroom before. I work for a home security company. Two big secrets. Number one, about 90% of the salesmen are lying doochie bags that will say anything to get you to sign up and then think they can hold a contract against you. But if you complain enough to the right people, the legal department will cancel your contract outright. Number two, the equipment is super cheap despite the fact they tell you that you are basically paying for the equipment over the length of your contract so that you don't have a huge upfront cost. The parts for an average home with an AP system, panel included, only run about $800 at cost, if that, but it depends on the stuff you get. But you will pay out several thousand over the length of your initial 3 to 5 year contract. Any extension on top of your initial contract with no new equipment or service is money straight into the pocket of the company. Monitoring ends up costing the company a few cents a day when you break through enough system across enough operators. If peace of mind is worth that to you, then go ahead and sign up. Monitoring service is excellent, but the equipment is crap. I don't use no security system because I live in a pretty safe neighborhood, so knock on wood, you know, I love my neighborhood. A long time ago, I worked in a pet store at a mall. The company's motto was the customer comes first, which is a kind of messed up model to have when you are selling, live animals. They obviously care more about sales than the animal welfare and will push rabbit sales around Easter. Even though buying rabbit just because they are cute around a particular holiday is a terrible idea. They also saw a number of exotic small animals that I'm pretty sure will have actually made terrible pets due to being nocturnal and high-strung. In short, don't shop at pet store. Your local animal center has your new best friend waiting for you for much cheaper or maybe even free. Alright guys, this is about the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed it, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to follow me on Instagram, KelvinD1995. Link will be in the description below, and make sure to check out other videos in this channel. And yeah, my name is Kelvin and I'll see you guys next video.